Mesachas Sotah Daf Mem Ches. The Mishnah says, Misha Botla Sanhedrin Botla Klishir Mi Beis HaMishtoi Shenema B'Shir LaYishta Yayin. This is one of the makuyers of the Isser of Klishir B'Zman Hazeh. Ayin the Sugya and Gittin. The Rambam in Hilchos Tainis says the interesting chilik. He says that there's an Isser of Klishir B'Zman Hazeh because of Churban Habayis. And he says, "Who adin is it isser bepumo with to sing with one's mouth if it's not b'shiris v'tishpochis to Hashem?" And he's mashma that shiris bepumo is also specifically b'mishtei yayin. And it's a very interesting chiddush that the Rambam is mechalik between these two halachos, that with kli nigun and kli shir, it's also even without mishtei yayin. However, to sing is only osir with mishtei hayayin. And Tzorchi and the Mishnah over here is mashma, the whole is specifically mi beis mishtois. And the Sugi and Gittin is also mashma that the whole is mishtei hayayin. I need to say for Oris from Abul Yashiv that has a beautiful teretz to answer this kasha. He says that these two separate halachas, according to the Rambam, in the Isser of Shira B'Zman Hazeh. The Gemara over here is Mishabotl Sanhedrin, and it's even before the Churban Habayis. So it must be that's not Milasa, the Churban Habayis Bechlal, and it's not because of Avelis on the Churban. Rather, it's independent halacha that was Nasa at the time, that was Botl Sanhedrin, and he says it's before in the Yerushalmi that the is because since the Sanhedrin was Botl, we're concerned that people will say songs, and they'll end up saying songs with nivel peh and unappropriate language. So therefore there was an isser at the time that it was bottled the Sanhedrin. I know the Miri over here that says that the isser at the time when this battle Sanhedrin was because of chashash nivel peh. And the Bayashiv says there's an independent halacha that was chal at the time of the Churban, and he says that the Rekur of the Rambam is for the second halacha from the Mishnah further Daf Mem Tesam and Aleph, that the Mishnah says that they were geyser ala teres chasanim v'ala irus. And in the Mishnah Daf Mem Tes, it doesn't say specifically b'mishtei hayayin. It's mashma all over any kli nigun, and even if there's no actual musical instrument, as long as you're hearing a musical instrument, it's also. And Rabbi Yashiv says the Rambam learned that's an independent halacha that's learned there from the Mishnah over there, and therefore it's also even without mishtei hayayin. However, the halacha that's learned out from the Mishnah Daf Mem Ches is specifically mishtei hayayin, and only the halacha of the Mishnah Daf Mem Ches includes even singing. And Rabbi Yashiv continues that la halacha, it's roy to be machmir like the Rambam, and klishir is also even without mishtei hayayin, although the halacha is like the Ramah, that paskins that the whole isser is either with a tremendous simcha or b'mishtei hayayin. And Rabbi Yashiv continues that's not specifically when you have a klishir or a musical instrument, even if you're hearing from a tape recorder or the like, it's also included in the Isser. And Rabbi Yashiv brings from a Tshuva, a Moshe, that learns like that as well. And a Moshe says that it is mutter, like it's muvur the Ramah, the tzorich mitzvah, like a simchas chasim v'kala, and Moshe says it's davka simchas chasim v'kala, who then other simchas will be mutter to use musical instruments. And Moshe declares, what's the halacha if you have a dinner that's made, or a fundraising campaign that's made to collect stock, or is that considered that the music is the tzorich mitzvah, because it's not the pshat that the actual music is for the mitzvah, but the pshat is through the music you'll get a lot of people to come together and you'll be able to get a lot of money for tzedakos or Moshe's mesupik. If that's considered, that's music l'tzorich mitzvah, and Moshe says that you should be machmer, but you shouldn't make a machah on someone that's mekel. And then Moshe concludes that if you hear music on the radio, it's a problem. However, singing on the radio is not a problem. Va'ayin sham. Ayin oid Chus van Hoggis from a good Moshe Sternberg Shlita that discusses what's the halacha if someone's allowed to teach his daughter to play a musical instrument l'tzorich parnasa, And he is Meirich, and he brings that Be'emes, it was the minig, even in Poland and Russia before the war, that the Chachmei Yisrael weren't moicha from ladies learning musical instruments at Tzurich Parnasa, because it's not at Tzurich Simcha, rather it's also at Tzurich Parnasa, and B'chai Gavna, the Chacham understood that's Kedai to let them learn the musical instruments for Ayin Shamoit. Moving further, the Gemara says, Mishachorav, Beis Hamikdash b'Rishono was botlei Ori Midrash. Rashi says it's referring to the Ori Halavim. The Rishash asks, it's very hard to understand what's the kavana in this halacha that was bottle Ori Midrash. It sounds like that the Ori Midrash of Levim weren't kailit or Ritzeach Bizman Bayesheni and Tzorchi, and why was a bottle the halacha of Ori Midrash. And the Rishash says it can't be that the Levium didn't go back to the cities Bizman Bayesheni, because it's Mefurish in the pasuk they went back, and he said maybe it could be that they made a Midrash ear Midrash, but the Rishash says that can't be because there's an Isser to make ear Midrash and Midrash ear. So in the Ikka Halacha, in that's Mavur now Sugya, that was in battle or in Midrash, is a tremendous machlokes Meshech Chochma and Netziv. The Meshech Chochma says that was in battle or in Midrash is specifically the 42 Ori Leviim that were nitoisif more than the 6 Ori Mikla, like it's mashma a little bit in Rashi, that's specifically referring to all the Ori Leviim. However, the 6 Ori Miklot was still koilet even by Sheni. However, the Netziv learns that even the 6 Ori Miklot and all 48 Ori Miklot were not koilet by Sheni. I need Sefer Ali Ber from Agun Rizul Katschlita that explains what's the beer in the Machlokes, Meshech Chochma and the Netziv, and he says you could explain according to a tremendous chakira that's mavur in the Sefer Mishnas Yavitz. It's a Mishnas Yavitz is Meirich and this halacha, and he says there's 2 different explanations why in Bayesheni the Ori Midrash were in Koilet. He says one mahalach according to Yesod from Chaim that's brought in Beis Halevi, that Reb Chaim explained that's mavur in the Rambam, that Trumas Bayesheni was only noig midrabanon, and Tzorchi, and why is true Bizman Bayesheni only midrabanon? And Reb Chaim explains that the beer is because although there was kedusha sa'aretz, but since there wasn't bias kulchem at the time of Ezra, so therefore there wasn't a kibush v'chiluk at the time of Bayesheni, and therefore it wasn't noig trumas meises midiraisa, and the goyin is mavur. That for the halacha of Ori Midrash, you need Yerusha v'Yeshiva, and since by Yesheni, it didn't, according to what's more worn of Chaim, it didn't have halacha of Kibush v'Chilik for the Yerusha v'Yeshiva, so therefore wasn't noyig Ori Midrash and by Yesheni. And he brings another mahalach that the beer why there's no Ori Midrash by Yesheni is because that the Ori Leviim were koilet, were because beside the Orim were given from Klal Yisrael to the Leviim, because the Leviim didn't have a chelik in the rest of Eretz Yisrael, and therefore they got these Orim to be used for, because they didn't have any other chelik in Eretz Yisrael. However, it's mavur in the Rambam that B'Bai Yesheni, that it wasn't Chazar Roiv of Klal Yisrael B'Bai Yesheni, so therefore they were able to have a chelik in the rest of Eretz Yisrael. So therefore, since they were able to have a chelik in the rest of Eretz Yisrael, therefore they weren't entitled to the Ori Leviim like they were entitled B'Bai Rishon. And although the Leviim lived in those Orim B'Bai Yesheni as well, that wasn't because of their chalukah and their schus from the rest of Klal Yisrael, it's rather because they had a schus and chosh mishpat to continue living there like they lived there before, and they couldn't be machzik in the rest of the land because that was muchzik to the other shvatim. So therefore, they were only able to be machzik in the Ori Leviim, but they didn't have a schus in those cities like they had at the time of Bayis Rishon. And according to this, the Mishnas Yavitz explains that that's the reason why it was bottled the din Ori Midrash from the Ori Levim and by Yeshenik, since there's schus in the Ori Levim wasn't midin Ori Levim, and it was only because of a momentistic schus they had from before, so therefore the Ori Midrash didn't have a koyach to be koilet, because they only had a koyach to be koilet because of the halachas of Ori Levim. So according to these two tzedadim, the Ali Ber says you could explain the machlokes Meshech Chochma and the Netziv, because according to the first mahalach that you need Yerusha v'Yeshiva, and without Yerusha v'Yeshiva it's bottled Ikar halacha of Arim Miklot that pertains to all of the Arim, even the first 6 Arim that are not midin Ori Levim. However, according to the second mahalach, that's halacha midin the schus yeshiva in the Ori Levim that pertains specifically for the 42 Orim of the Levim and doesn't pertain to the 6 Ori Miklot. V'ayin shamoid, Netziv is mashma different pshat. V'ayin shamoid.